today I wanted to talk to you about my thoughts on veganism and the recent trend and craze. People are becoming vegan basically due to the recent emergence of scientific facts which prove that the cultivation of meat, specifically beef, is responsible a lot of for a lot of pollution and a lot of gases which are bad for the atmosphere, etc., etc., and they cause, among other things, climate change. I think this information is really taken out of context. Like, let's think about what other things we do that are bad for the atmosphere. And I think uh, being vegan is a lifestyle choice. It's very personal, and I can absolutely not say whether I agree or disagree. I think if you want to be a healthy person, if you want to be a happy person, you should really try whatever lifestyle is good for you. However, I just want to warn you and stop you from thinking that, like, cutting off one particular practice from your life is gonna, like, save the world or something like that. I think that's quite extreme. And I think the media are really trying to push people into these movements for some probably marketing reason, because then the pro-vegan companies can make money, and etc., etc. So just like in the 80s and 90s, fat was our biggest enemy. Now fat is actually great for you and you should avoid other things. I think you should understand that everything taken to the extreme is bad. You should obviously always try to be as good to the environment as you can possibly be, but I think you should also keep in mind that really cultivating anything, whether it's meat or soy, on such a huge scale and to feed so many people will always be harmful, not only to the ecosystem but actually to the society. I've done some reading about actually on one of the environmental government organizations website about the cultivation of soy in South America. And actually, deforestation is responsible for 15% of all the emissions that cause climate change. So soy is being produced at the moment on such a huge scale that not only are the tropical rainforests basically disappearing in South America, but also many species are threatened by it, of course. With the forest goes the whole ecosystem. And then also people are being exploited by huge companies who just want to basically mass produce, make money. They don't care about any kind of environmental or social responsibility. So I think you should remember, like, if you want to go and be vegan because you think it's going to make such a huge difference, you can't really tell, because the soy has to come from somewhere too, right? So okay, maybe the animals won't suffer immediately, but I think if their home, if their tropical forest is gone, then effectively you have basically done the same thing. Again, this is not a pro or anti-vegan or meat-eating diet. It's just kind of my reflection and thought on how extreme people can be, and they just basically just look at one piece of information, they get kind of freaked out, and then they change their whole lives, and then after a while it turns out to be a bit of a urban legend or a myth or whatever. Just like in the 80s we were told that fat is to blame for all the problems, people started eating everything low fat, corporations made tons of money from these products, and then it turned out that the situation just got much worse. So I think what's really the key to everything is to have a holistic approach. So try to know what you're eating, try to be aware of these problems, try to avoid getting things that you know come from such sources. I know it's not easy because having eco products is very tricky from the point of view of cost and from the point of view of being legitimate. Is it really eco? How can we really ever be sure? It's very difficult to kind of point out what you can really do to be sure that you're eco-friendly, that you're animal-friendly, that you're people-friendly, that you're not buying things that come from, like, child labor or just generally persecuted laborers who make, like, I don't know, 50 cents a day. and you're not hurting animals, and most of all, you're healthy and happy with the way you are, with the way you feel, and with what you eat. Um, so this is my thoughts. I wonder what you guys think. I wonder if you have any information, any legit information on whether soy and plant-based diet is really the solution, or is it just a new fad. I'm genuinely curious. I'm not very experienced with like vegan lifestyle. I've tried a couple of times. I found it quite difficult to get all my protein in. Maybe you guys have some opinions to share. So please comment down below or on my website, and please visit my website flexandsexy.com. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.